Okay. Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. And I just want to have a walk in the nature to get myself having some fresh air, and mostly it's the beautiful setting sun. I am already a little bit missing it, but let's see. I think we can still see a little bit of this beautiful color, this magnificent setting sun color. Okay, so I finished my work, and because of the time change, so there is some construction there. I hope you are not too much bothered by that. I was thinking of going to a natural land. There is very much less disturbance, but it does not look like that. Let me see, maybe I will try. See, there are so many cars that way. Let's see. We shall not be disturbed by what is happening around. Okay. Let me try to explain some of my version of story, Chinese history story. So the other day I talked about mythology. Let me see if my microphone is on. Yeah, I think my microphone is on. So Chinese mythology. I think the mythology about creation is something that always fascinates us, and that was so long time ago, before the written history. But at the end of the day, I just realized that our version of creation is more or less the same. From nothingness come into existence. So in Chinese mythology, there was a story called Pangu 开天辟地. Pangu, this is the correct pronunciation, and you will hear from other English version talking about Chinese mythology. They may pronounce it Pangu, Pangu, or something. It's Pangu. Pan is 算盘, the pan, and gu is ancient. These two words does not really mean anything except is a person's name. It's not like some words. A lot of Chinese words has a meaning. For example, 火车 is fire, train, fire car. It's automobile. It's a train. It's a steam engine or gas engine, or so you get the idea. 火车, there is a meaning. And Pangu, I did not know these two singularly, these two words has any correlation with this meaning. So let's just remember the very first creator of Chinese mythology, or how do I say, in Chinese mythology, the very first creator was or is Pangu. He opened up the sky, and he established and built up the land. So Pangu, at the beginning of time, there was nothing. The whole universe, at that time we did not know there is actually multiverse, but in the universe there was a kind of a chaos, a kind of mushy, muddy, those kind of foggy and frosty, that kind of things. It's just 天地玄黄，宇宙洪荒, a big, huge space. Oh, it didn't say how big is it. It's like an egg. The whole universe was an egg. So Chinese mythology is a little bit different from the Big Bang theory. The Big Bang was starting from nothing, bang, and start to expand. And the Chinese mythology was also expand. So it's an egg. It's kind of an egg, and inside the egg, there was this thing called Pangu. It's actually something inside, but Pangu is the personification of the universe. So he was inside, and he started to grow, and every day he grew a certain measurement. 每天长一丈, something like it, like 10 feet. So every day he grew a little bit, and he has grown for thousands of years, and he became a full-formed human. So, and he stayed inside that mushy, foggy, frosty, and vague, unclear, and yolk-like egg. And he started to feel, oh my goodness, that was so boring. It was like in prison. I'm gonna get out. So he started to push. And then one day he poked the sky open. The egg, boom, open like a little busan, little chick, boom, open. And he opened up and he see, oh, fresh air, that is so good. So he started to grow. Every day grow a certain measurement. Let's say one day he grow 1 feet, one yard, and the second day will be 2 yards, and the third day will be 3 yards. I didn't think it's exponential growth. It's just linear growth. He grow so big until he grows so very big that the universe cannot contain such a huge, gigantic, humongous creator. And until he was exhausted himself, he died. Boom! Fell down. And his eyes become sun and the moon. Some say right eye is the sun, left side is the moon. I did not remember because I didn't see. That was a few hundred million years ago, something like it. Anyway, it's so his eyes become the sun and moon, and his bone became a mountain, and his vein, blood vein becomes river, and what else? And his body becomes the land, the earth, and his little hairs, and also his lung and liver, and all this has changed into something like forest, something like all these lake, all these important things, and his little hair, body hair, became forest, became trees and grasses. So that was the Chinese mythology. So when I first listened to that mythology, I did not really give it a lot of thoughts. I just felt so cool. And this was taught by my middle school teacher. And we have heard about this story long time ago when I was young from just a family talking my grandma. But I did not really get into myself. And in middle school, our Chinese language teacher, language art teacher, he studied Chinese language and history and was so good. All his story was so captivating. So we listened. And now I listen to it. It's very much like Greek mythology, or if you know other countries' mythology or other cultures' mythology, it's more or less the same, right? At the beginning, it was chaos, void, according to Greek mythology. And then there was Gaia, and Gaia opened. Gaia was the Mother Earth, and Gaia gave birth to the Greek gods. I forgot. It's I think the Olympian is later on. I need to check it again. And I just felt no matter how far away we are, how different our culture, we were almost have the same thought or the same wondering where we are from, how this world start to exist. Even nowadays, the scientists start to wonder and think about the Big Bang theory and have different kind of hypotheses how the world, the universe start to exist. This is such an interesting thing. Maybe we should put our thoughts into it and bring up some of our hypotheses. I think all these more or less kind of hypotheses, and then they start to develop it. And our beginning of our human being. And so there are several other stories about the beginning of human being. And in Greek mythology, it was by the Greek gods, and Gaia, Zeus, Athena, I forgot those names. And in China, there was a goddess, a female goddess, Nüwa. Nüwa 造人, Nüwa 补天. So first we talk about Nüwa 补天. So because the Pangu, the originating God, the originating God made the universe, right? Made the earth. And there was one day the earth was broken. the sky was broken. Then Nüwa, I think it's because the Pangu, the god, he grows so much, and his shoulder his body becomes the corner of the universe, right? And he became so strong, he poked the sky open. And then Nüwa, the original goddess, went to mend the sky. And Nüwa repaired the sky. I did not know she used some super glue or used some kind of stone and put a wall on the sky, and it was fixed, so the sky was not leaking or not broken. Wow, look at the sky. This is the sky. This is so beautiful. Okay, if you cannot see, now the day is starting to be dark, and there are some buildings. I can see the building, I can see the building outline, I can see the light inside the building, but the camera cannot see it. I use my phone, and the phone cannot see it. All the phone is seeing is the silhouette of the mountain ridge. It's relatively smooth, soft, and at the other side of the mountain are the Pacific Ocean. And on my side will be east, the Bay Area. So this is kind of a narrow strip, this area. And the sky, there is very, very light, pale blue color. And on this light, pale blue color, randomly sprayed some white color, some orange color, a little bit pinkish, yellowish, golden touch. That was the sun. That is the sunlight. And on the other side, because there is less light, it's away from the sun setting direction. The sky is a little bit even darker. And some trees silhouette. It's heavenly. It's heavenly. And another story is about this Chinese goddess Nüwa. Her name is Nüwa. Nü is a female. Wa, I do not know exactly the meaning. Nüwa is the female goddess, is a goddess. And she finished preparing the sky and mending the sky. Then she was just wandering around, has not very much to do, a little bit like Yang Haiying right now, just walking and talking and numbling. And so Nüwa was walking, beautiful sky, beautiful mountain, beautiful setting sun, and she felt good. And at the same time, she felt lonely. And she walked passing by a creek on the side of a river. And then she saw in the water herself. Oh my goodness, how I love myself. Nüwa, the goddess, fell in love with herself. Oh my God, who has created such a beautiful creator that is myself? And it is so lonely that I only have myself. I need something to be with me. So she looked at herself and sit at the bank of the river and start to play with the mud. It's a little bit like air dry clay or a clay work. She started to put roll a bowl, that is a head, and then put on hair, and then put on nose, eyes, and then body. And she was just having fun doing this, playing with clays, playing with mud. And then she made an imitation of herself. And she blow the air, and this person became a real person, and played with her. And she thought, oh, that's cool. Let me keep on making. So day and night, she created a lot of human. She created a lot, and that was a little bit too loud. That she created a lot, and then she started to get bored. Oh my goodness, I need to do so much. Leg, feet, and hair, and eye, and nose, and booger, no, nose, ear. Oh, and then later on she started to, oh my goodness, let me do some industrial production. She does some assembly line. And make it much less accurate, much less pretty. And she did another patch of these, and then she started to feel even more tired. So she pick up the mud and throw it to the ground, and becomes even more little pieces, little human came. And until the very end, she was so tired of doing the same job. She just picked up a willow branch. And the willow branch is long and slender and soft. And piang, 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 start to throw to the water. Just splash the water. And then there are a lot of mud splash coming out. And those still, they are little humans. So these are the stories. And there is something maybe politically incorrect, my teacher said. Yeah, so the very first, very carefully manipulated, 捏出来的 yeah, very carefully molded, sculpted were the higher level class, and very delicate people, and good looking, smart, or high IQ, all those things. And then the middle one, which is kamsi kamsa and moyen, a little bit good, not so good. And the last one was the one that is not good looking, not so smart. And the teacher, not me, okay? The teacher told. Maybe that was the old way of thinking in the ancient in the ancient culture or our understanding. Yeah, I think that was before the equality, fraternity, and liberty. That was before the modern thought that equality came into people's philosophy and people's understanding. And at that time, people did think that people were created differently, not equal. Anyway, it later on became a joke in class. Sometimes I'm not saying anyone bullying anyone. It's just a kind of a silly joke. 我是女娲不小心用泥巴甩出来的 ，so I was the splash. Or someone say, "Oh, you are the splash," and they say they are the splash. Who is the splash of it? And then sometimes we say, "Oh, that must be molded and sculpted." Yeah, and I told the same story to my own children, and they were laughing. Sometimes they say, "Mama, did you 捏出来的?" Did you mold us, or did you splash? Anyway, another silly story. So this is another story of Chinese creation. It's about how the human being came into existence. And I think later on, when Nüwa made enough people, maybe female or male, and she started to feel tired. Oh my goodness. Even splash it takes time. So she made 2 genders, man and woman. Okay, you do your job. I am done with my job. Later on, man you find a woman, woman you find a man, a boy you find a girl, girl you find a boy. You reproduce. You make baby, you reproduce. And that was how the world came into existence. Our human came into existence. I hope such a silly story. This story, I am talking about it with half truth and half makeup. I think made up. I think the people who was in the story, were they really people, right? The characters in this story, they have passed more than n times of 70 years. You know, when someone passed 70 years, passed to heaven 70 years, the copyright is open. So I think I am pretty safe to make this story because I am not infringing any copyright or things. Anyway, that's about it. So you have a beautiful, beautiful evening. I hope this at least can distract you a little bit. If you like this kind of story, and every 4 years, maybe I will make up this kind of story to relax and just wonder something. It was just a short time. We have been here for so long, and we will be here, and we are better than it. I love you. I really do. Do. Gu gu bye bye.